He who pursues fame at the risk of losing his self is not a scholar. The world is already full of critics. To stand out, be an encourager. To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. Life is not measured by what you have. It's measured by what you give. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. There's so much to be grateful for. Words are poor things. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Where you are in a few months depends on what you do today. Weak people revenge, strong people forgive, intelligent people ignore. Hearing voices no one else can hear isn't a good sign, even in the wizarding world. Everything that is done in this world is done by hope. They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. No matter how safe and beautiful it is, a cage is still a cage. You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. It's not what you are in life, but what you make of it. If people treat you like an option, leave them like a choice. If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it. He who knows he is a fool is not the biggest fool. He who knows he is confused is not in the worst confusion. Anyone who does anything creative is always going to want to change. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I am not sure about the universe. There is no place where espionage is not possible. The penalty for procrastination is the loss of hopes and dreams. I'd rather hear an ugly truth rather than an obscure lie. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. Gratitude is best refined through the fires of adversity. The cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. Men of this world all rejoice in others being like themselves and object to others not being like themselves. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Agitate him and ascertain the pattern of his movement. Do not wait for the last judgment. It comes every day. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. You never know who you're inspiring or uninspiring. People notice more than you think. There is nothing frightening in the dark if you just face it. It was easier to ask for forgiveness than it was to get permission. What you do is what matters, not what you think or say or plan. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. It is an acceptance of being uncomfortable that drives change. There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying, the number is infinite. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. To shine your brightest light is to be who you truly are. If your life is worth thinking about, it is worth writing about. If a general shows confidence in his men, but always insists on his orders being obeyed, the gain will be mutual. It is a very natural human trait to destroy that which frightens us. Creating individuality which creates and protects others' individualities, is good. Reason may be employed to support faith as well as to destroy it. For a word to be spoken, there must be silence, before and after. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. The search for truth is more precious than its possession. What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls a butterfly. You can't understand where someone's going unless you understand where they've been. We never live. We are always in the expectation of living. A whetstone, though it cannot cut, may sharpen a knife that will. Glory resides in the hearts of those you inspire, not in fleeting moments of fame. Receive with simplicity everything that happens to you. Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. Be careful who you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. Vote for the man who promises least. He'll be the least disappointing. I think it was the institution. I was trying to master it. Don't flail against the world. Use it. Flexibility is the operative principle in the art of war. The worst part of being okay is that okay is far from happy. If those who are sent to draw water begin by drinking themselves, the army is suffering from thirst. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. The job of feats is walking, but their hobby is dancing. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. A person's limitations are only measured by their drive to succeed. Whatever is going to happen will happen, whether we worry or not. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Deal with your past so that it won't affect your future. Where the army is, prices are high. When prices rise, the wealth of the people is exhausted. Focus on the step in front of you, not the whole staircase. The truths that matter most to us come always half-spoken. Kendati batasantara kebebasan, dan ketidak pedulian terkadang saru. He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it. I had to philosophize, otherwise I could not live in this world. The only limits for tomorrow are the doubts we have today. I admire those who do good and expect nothing in return. Celebrate true friends. They are a part of you that always sparkles. Slowing down was how we remembered what we never wanted to forget. When the position is such that neither side will gain by making the first move, it is called temporizing ground. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. The right mindset is the first step towards the journey. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. If your actions don't live up to your words, you have nothing to say. We don't receive wisdom, we must discover it for ourselves. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. The language of light can only be decoded by the heart. Verily, knowledge is a lock, and its key is the question. When you're the most happening person at the party, it's time to leave. Look for the good in every person and every situation. You'll almost always find it. If a man takes no thought About what is distant, he will find sorrow near at hand. Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected. Sometimes your only available transportation is a leap of faith. A frog in a well cannot conceive of the ocean. It does not matter how long you live, but how well you do it. But the truth doesn't need to be known or believed to be true. Keep your dreams. You never know when you might need them. Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life.